I think the line is a setup, I can smell it, but ignorance is running rampant. Aight, baby, show me.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Wizards in Washington. Well, for Washington, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Always a show being put on by one of the featured players in our game tonight, James Harden. Last season, we saw him go on an absolute scoring rampage. Shaq, is he the best offensive player in the league?
He's in the top three. You know, he has the ability to hit shots from anywhere. He could take it to the rack. He gets guys in foul trouble. But I have yet to see a guy guard him effectively. So, you know, he's in the top three, Ernie.
For my dinero, for my money.
I know what dinero is.
Just in case you weren't bilingual.
I thought you were talking about Robert De Niro.
See, okay. Exactly. So some of us aren't bilingual. I would have that guy take my last shot. He is.
Over Steph Curry?
For the money.
Stop it.
Because he can get to the rim and get the foul.
Stop it.
And get to the free throw line. For my dinero.
Stop it.
Not my dollares, but my dinero.
Have you ever had a beard, Kenny?
A beard?
Yeah.
That's very random, but no, I have not.
Like James Harden. I mean, no. James Harden's got the free-flowing
Yeah, that's
thing.
true. I've never had a beard ever. I had a goatee.
Uh-huh.
That's the best I could do.
You had a little baby mustache.
Yeah, I had a baby mustache.
I remember.
It was a little extra thick, too.
Yeah. The Groucho Marx.
Yes.
That's going to wrap it up for us from here for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later on, whether you like it or not.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. The Washington Wizards here at home in an interconference matchup. Should be a good one. Tip-off goes to Houston. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Houston, Modiunas and Howard the post pair, Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter, and it's Lawson in at the one spot. Now here's Harden. After Modiunas' miss, here's the three, and it's Ty Lawson with the three. Lawson's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. The Houston Rockets are built around the three-point shot. Make no mistake about it, they set a record for a single season in team-made threes. They have so many guys that can hoist it up and hit.
Yeah, and they all have the green light to do so. Last year, you talked about leading the NBA in percentage of shots from beyond the arc, and it wasn't even close.
They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Dudley, and the rejection by Harden. And Dudley kicks to Beal. Wall wide open. And another miss by Washington. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Harden, rebound by John Wall. The Wizards have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. And he converts the layup.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
The Rockets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Lawson kicks to Ariza. Here's Howard. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
All with it. Now Lawson defending. Here's Gortat. Cannot hit. Good D by Howard.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Washington called for the foul. Last season we saw Modiunas make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
And Modiunas actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden.
Now Howard. Following the three-point attempt by John Wall. Harden gets the bucket.
Dwight Howard with some slick passing on that one.
Washington's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Here's Beal. And the shot is good.
And Montezumas is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer. And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
And Wall kicks to Nene. There's a screen by Gorton. Beal gets a wide open look. The shot is off. So Houston will take it the other way. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I spoke briefly with Randy Whitman. He said their scouting report is really all about how to handle Dwight Howard. Obviously a tremendously impactful player at both ends of the court. Coach said, offensively, we always need to know where he is. Defensively, it's always about doing your work early, trying to hold your ground and deny him prime position inside. Sounds like a good plan, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
I'll tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
Harden, no good.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
And Wall kicks to Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Beal's got 5.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And the thing about
they can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
High basketball IQ. Had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Chris Humphries has checked in for Nene. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Jared Dudley. Gary Neal's checked in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Houston leading by 5.
And when you talk about Bradley Beal, it's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talent.
Sessions, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Beverly. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Beverly's got 5 now.
And how about the grasp they had on the game plan for this one?
I know it's early, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say we could be headed for a blowout unless something dramatically changes and fast. Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Now here's Beverly. He's got 5. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now Sessions. Ariza brings the double. Sessions dishes to Neal. Sessions against Ariza. 4 on the shot clock. Sessions passes to Porter from 17 feet out. And
whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Here's Beverly. No good on that last second attempt there. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Rockets lead by 6. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age.
She definitely put the ball in my hands. She's the one who taught me my form, I followed through, and still to this day, she yells at me if I miss a shot. So she's kind of a perfectionist, and she definitely taught me how to shoot. She can shoot it, and she still, to this day, thinks she can shoot better than me.
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but I'm not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking them when she beats them in a game of horse. Bradley's not only got a special J, but he's got a pretty good disposition, too.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. Guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Down low, it's Joe. Howard together. Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. And it's Brewer in at the small forward position.
Just call him the Beard. James Harden, not just iconic, but also entering the conversation for the best player in the NBA.
Rockets leading by 5. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Bradley Beal's checked in for Washington. And then for Houston, Montiunas comes in for Jones. And it's Lawson in for Patrick Beverly. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. And finished off by Beal.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting them get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
And Wall kicks to Oubre. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
Well, you know, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, you know, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
And Washington making a change here. Dudley's checked in. He hits both from the stripe. And for Coach Kevin McHale, last year was his best. A lot of people thought he could have been easily the coach of the year, leading the Rockets to their 3rd best regular season in franchise history.
And Kevin, with McHale, he's got this team improving every year. His team's win totals have risen as well statistically as I think becoming a better team. Wins aren't always necessarily what determines how good you are.
Here's Wall, following the basket by Montiunas. All with it, he dishes it to Oubre. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Dudley.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap. Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
Now here's Oubre. But they'll get another chance. Wall's shot is off. Lawson with it. He's picked up by Wall. Lawson dishes to Brewer. On the wing, Harden. Here's Howard, and he dunks it down.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah, those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
For Dwight Howard, guys, there were 2 or 3 seasons in Orlando and L.A. that seemed like one big soap opera. So now, to me, it seems like he's happy and settled, though, here in Houston.
Gortat's checked in for Washington. Trevor Ariza's checked in for the Rockets. There's a screen by Gortat. Here's Beal. And again, Washington, no good.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And, guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Rockets leading by 10. Harden the pass to Moniunas. Ariza, right side. And here's Harden for 3. Rebound, Washington. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Just a really solid display there of rebounding. They've done it really all time.
Oh! Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
There's 53 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Out to the right wing. Howard kicks to Moniunas, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Houston leading by 10. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Harden. And the shot falls short this time.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
And another miss. Whew, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Here's Wall, and Wall slams it home.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
And so that's the end of the first half. Rockets on top, up by 8. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Dwight, what's your assessment of the team you're playing here tonight?
They're a tough team. You know, they play hard, they play together, they move the ball, and they know how to play within the offense, you know. And we've been doing a better job on the defensive end, and I think tonight we came out with the right mentality. We just got to keep it up.
Dwight, thank you. They know they've got their hands full, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. James Harden led the way in the first half. He ended up with 19 points and 1 block. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets? Kenny, what's your take on Washington so far?
One problem is that they didn't show enough aggressiveness on the boards. When you start losing a game, that's when you're supposed to tighten up and toughen up. Your pride has to be challenged, and you need to rise to the occasion. They've got to be more aggressive as a team, and that will cut into the lead.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
And now the third quarter about to get going.
Harden doing it all. He's got 19 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 three-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked them down.
Wizards trail by 8. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. And it's Dudley in at the 3 spot. That's Randy Whitman's 5 as we get into the second half. And he gets it to go. And that's 21 points for James Harden.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And for Trevor Ariza, almost exclusively a perimeter player on the offense last year. New scheme, Greg, new teammates, big adjustment.
Yeah, the Rockets having Dwight Howard camping out in the lane and James Harden needing space for dribble drives. Not much room to operate inside for Ariza.
But they do like his defense, and we know he can hit the 3. It's a pretty valuable commodity for him.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Harden draws the double. Here's Howard. Rebounded by the Wizards. Gortat's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Dudley. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution. You know, you talk about Trevor Ariza last season. I mean, his field goal percentage dipped to 40, mostly because he only took 3s or so it appeared. It's hard to be efficient if you're only shooting 3s.
Washington calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Checked in for Houston. And we're just about a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter of basketball.
You guys, when you think about Trevor Ariza, he was signed by Houston last year to play defense. And did he deliver on that end? He was usually matched up against the opponent's best wing scorer, and he had the highest steals average of his career, almost 2 a game. Add to that, he is a knockdown shooter from beyond the arc.
Here's Beal. Ty Lawson making his last shot. It's Wall with the drive. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Wall's got 6 points.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
Howard with it. Now guarded by Gortat. Howard misses. Wizards trail by 10. Beal dishes to Wall. Gortat with a screen on Ariza. And Wall kicks to Gortat, takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Now Wall, following the miss by Ty Lawson from deep. There's a screen by Gortat. Wall against Lawson. Just 5 on the clock. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. And the shot's good from Nene.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And guys, there was a time where people wondered if John Wall could be a team leader. Well, that question has been answered and then some. Unquestioned leader of the Wizards.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Chris Humphries has checked in for Nene. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Jared Dudley. Gary Neal's checked in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Here's Neal. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Back to Gortat. All sorts of time. Shot is off. And Houston the other way now. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. On for Wall, Greg, and leading the Wizards, it did take some time. Now he does so much, Clark, for the franchise.
On and off the floor. He's really the face of that franchise and has a chance, in my mind, to be an MVP candidate at some point in his career and is living up to the #1 draft pick hype.
Now here's Gortat following the miss by Trevor Ariza. And Neal kicks to Humphries, passes it to Gortat. And he overshot that one, missing. Rockets leading by 6. Here's Ariza. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Ariza's got his first points in this one.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
Gortat with a screen on Beverly. And Sessions kicks to Gortat. And there's the feed to Humphries. And that one's good. Humphries has got 6.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Beverly against Sessions. Here's Porter. Kept alive by Washington. Humphries, no good. Houston's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And there's the call on Marcin Gortat. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Here's Jones. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Harden's shot is good.
What a competitor, Kevin. He's been looking for a shot all game long, and he's really shouldered the load for them offensively.
On its way from Neal for 2. That's good on the jump shot. Harden inside the three-point line. He hits the shot at the very last second.
Goodness.
Woo!
The pressure on him in those circumstances was massive.
Oh, man. What pressure? You guys are over-exaggerating here. I mean, you can't rattle this guy, no matter what the situation is.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. And the Rockets with possession here. They're leading by 8. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. Lawson out there with Harden. And it's Brewer in at the small forward.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
When you think of James Harden, you don't think much about his athleticism. His strength, though, is exceptional for his position.
Yeah, I think that's his greatest attribute. His ball handling's good, but it's his strength. He's able to run through. Oh, my goodness. He's just getting nasty on him now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up. Lead. This is when he really breaks out those incredibly slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. No coverage that time.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Gortat's checked in for Oubre. And a switch here also for Houston. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Brewer. To the inside. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And we've all seen how dominant Bradley Beal can be. The 3rd overall pick in the 2012 draft. He's already had a solid young career, but still plenty of room to grow.
No good on that one. Talking about Bradley Beal's potential, it's not just the shooting, it's also the passing, and you really don't think of him as a passer, but for such a young two-guard. He's extremely unselfish, averaged over 3 assists a game over the past 2 years.
And the true stars of our game feature versatility. And here's a guy that has also tremendous upside as a rebounder. I mean, how about getting 7 boards almost a game the 1 year he was in college? So he understands the importance of impact other areas. I mean, last season he had his highest steals average of his career, and everything's upside with this young man. The sky's the limit.
Excellent point. Rockets leading by 6. It's Ariza on the wing. Launches it. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet.
And now both teams really in a groove.
This game already, guys, was high scoring, but they've really amped and ramped it up to another level down the stretch.
Down low, and Nene with the stuff.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Last season at both sides of the coin for the Wizards. Started out very hot, but then just could not keep it going.
Well, you know, the start was extremely hot. 19-6, which tied a franchise best, that record. After that, though, they played close to 500 ball the rest of the time.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Kevin McHale address his team. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Washington calls timeout.
And the Wizards really struggled post All-Star break, playing under 500. Still, though, they seem to pull things together at the very end and on into the postseason.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Beal can't get it to go.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant one there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on him.
Greg, I agree. He better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. He doesn't get the second one.
Well, there's no denying it. The Wizards had some bumps, and you mentioned that. Some weeks they look like a lottery team. Then the next, they look like a title contender. They knew how to make the most of their games when they did get hot, though.
More time. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Wall against Lawson. Here's Nene, and that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got his 7th assist in the game. Rockets leading by 9. Montianis passes to Harden. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And really, he played mistake-free basketball up to that point. That's the only time he's turned it over so far.
And Washington making a change here. Porter's checked in. Washington calls timeout. They're trailing by 9. We've got 1:48 left here in the fourth quarter. So it's Washington now. Outside, Wall. Floats one up, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Shots, gentlemen. That's his newest personal foul.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for Houston.
They really haven't backed away from running and going, but their legs still look fresh.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're losing by 8. There's 1:34 left to play in the final quarter. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Beal. From 11 feet away, and Washington again with the bucket.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
It's going to take something special for them to come back now.
Well, I would say something special and some luck as well, or good fortune, however you want to phrase it.
Beal can't get that one to fall.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
That is good.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire.
Back to Lawson. Beal with the steal. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. Pulls up. Beal with another miss. On offense, here are the Rockets. They've held
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown, finishing strong.
Can't get the ball.
Time to talk it over.
Have another timeout.
They're down by 10. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Well, this one is winding down now. Houston can watch the clock run out. Harden dishes to Beverly. Harden kicks to Brewer. Back to Harden. Feeds it to Beverly. And the miss. So we see the Rockets get the win here. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, James Harden. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game. Let's get your opinion, Kenny.
That was the James Harden we've come to know and love. A player that brings nothing but fear to players that have to guard him. I've said this for a while now. He's the best one-on-one player in the NBA. And even if it's not a one-on-one situation, even if you throw the kitchen sink at him, he still gets the job done. It's the confidence, the drive, and the spirit that makes James Harden a superstar.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.